Nah, they playing. Yeah, they playing. Salute, salute, salute. Peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. Salute, salute, salute. Yeah. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Keep playing with the stream, and it's going to get real. Real. Yeah, no. They like to play. Nah. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space of learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space of educating and being educated. Know that this is a space of love, unity, peace, and having fun. Know that this is your space. This is hip hop. Know that this is a space for conversation, for dialogue, analyzing, questions and answers as we seek the truth towards our path of liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please put all funding, links, information in the chat for the duration of class. Please put all contact information in the chat for the duration of class. Yes! Yeah! If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management assistance, book an assessment. Yeah. We don't want to see you cuffed up. It's too late. If you or anybody you know is in need of domestic violence intervention, counseling, please book an assessment. Learn the warning signs. The life you save may be your own. Somebody please tag Mark Curry. Since people want to say, yo, Bliz, get right to it. Tag Mark Curry, who has took it upon himself to say we, to incorporate us as a nation, as hip-hop, as a group. Since you want to incorporate all of us, please tag him in class. First of all, our first order of business. Who's in class? I see you, Steph, Murder Gang, Zoe, 864, TV, yes. Talk Your Talk Media, 55, Desmond Elmore. What up, K-Stone? I see you. Asha Joy. Asha's Joy? 55. Bushhead, what up? Promos. Yup. You right. 55 for you. Mark Hines, what up? Rick Gatlin, what up? Andre Davis. Sales, what up? Salute. Ghoster. Desmond. Yeah. You know you got one. Darrell Javon. 55. Yeah. Jonathan Kidd, what up? What's going on? Mr. Watson, 55. Philly Shee, I see you. Maxwell Trucking, what's going on? Jeff Sparks, what it do? C Blades, what's up? Yeah. Who? Gunna? 55. Yes, Sir Louis Skaggs. Yes, we see you. We see you. King of Founders Village. Peace Almighty. 55. Les Charles, what up? What up? WMH Radio. Salute, salute. Phillies in the spotty spot. Cool K King. D Rich. What up? What up? What up? Mr. Mac, 123, I see you. SMS 130 55. William, I see you. I see you. Think for yourself, peace. What up? Todd Campbell, what's good? 55 for you. LUM, Loom, salute. 55 for you. Shakai Sumter, 55. Peace, 55. Gang is in the building. What's good with y'all? Better get to class. Y'all better get to class. 55s, I'm giving 55s out. Here. God damn it. Let's get it on. Now, I do believe we just spoke on how social media has encouraged a specific generation to make fool of themselves, to overtalk, to talk too much. And for what? I have no idea. They can't be getting paid on this shit. This shit don't pay nothing. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know if they find it of some sort of confessional. I don't know if they clearing their hearts. I don't know if it's ego. But please, they need to leave this shit alone. I'm telling you, this shit that's permanent, that doesn't go anywhere, that is used in the court of law, that is used in the streets, that is used to make judgment calls on people, you got to be careful. You got to be careful because there's nothing to backtrack. Okay? And when we dealing with such sensitive matters, such as abusing, drugging our women for your cornball sexual pleasures, because only cornballs do that stuff. And since they incorporated it into the space of hip hop, which it definitely isn't, as a culture, it isn't. And we're going to get up and stay up on that specific point. Because homie can never, ever say anything that I am going to believe that he wasn't a part of. Because I know how insulated that whip is. I know what it's like to try to just get next to some of them corny dudes. Why? Because I was putting that toast to them. So I know what kind of protection, what kind of secret, what kind of moves they was making in those spaces when commercial rap started getting money. See, so this is more than just a class. This is a history lesson for some of you who are not of this particular age group and may not understand what streets was like at that time, may not understand what some levels of the culture was like at that time. But he is Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop. So he's sounding unlearned. Sounding very unlearned. Let's get to it though. He's been on several platforms and has been saying a lot of shit pertaining to himself, promoting his book, which, by the way, has been out. Whew! 2009? That's when the book was out. So it definitely wasn't garnering no sales. How do you know, Bliz? Because I published the book, self-published, in 2004 and in 2009. So I know the numbers on it. When I was hand in hand with books out of the trunk, running around with Shannon Holmes and Travis Hunter and, looking at these, allegedly Custies, Carl Weber, and all these other dudes when literature, when books was the thing. I'm going hard. I'm at Harlem Book Fair, Long Island Book Fair, Hempstead, right? On Jamaica Ave, dealing with all of them brothers, right? The African brothers, CC and all them dudes. Printers and stuff like that. Knowing who and how and what printer was giving you the good rates and all that. I know what it takes to get a book off. And since then, independent retailers have been off. You very rarely see a bookstore, an independent book retailer anywhere. Some of the major chains went out of business due to tablets and Kindles and all that. So he wasn't getting no bread back then. Now that there's a resurgence and everybody wants to be authors, and again, because music and other entities aren't bringing that fiat money, that resource that they need to survive, literature's back hot now. Because again, it is something that you can control. But using social media and speaking in these spaces, all right, can be very detrimental, which is why I questioned in our last class why they're attaching themselves to somebody who's going down faster than a Titanic. Why would you attach yourself to somebody like that? But you can't tell these smart, dumb dudes nothing. Because they smart, dumb dudes. And they making an attempt to be intelligent. See, technology in the space that technology is in is for intelligence. Though you have people who have exploded being clowns, exploded being gossip mongers, have exploded, right? Shucking and jiving. But technology always meant intelligence, which means you should be smart utilizing it. So now, caught backlash from one of those videos, from a part of one of the videos where he said, we knew what Moet bottles not to drink from because they were spiked. Right? Mad backlash. Because that means you were part of it. You was doing your thing with them. Yeah, Mr. Curry was doing his thing with them. But what gets me, and what always gets me, and what always triggers me is when they say we, and they put it in a frame of hip-hop and a culture. So that's when I have to put thumbnails up like that to show you almost every era of the culture and where I stood in it. And what my experience is. So we can speak truth. Okay? To speak truth to it. So when you see the picture of me in a low goose, in a polo goose, right? That's circa 1987, 88. Because this man, this supposedly OG, who was born in 1971, which makes him 52, 53, should be aware of certain things. If you bout that life, you should be aware and have experienced hip-hop at a specific level. Understand that. So when this 86, 87, 88, as I always tell y'all, the renaissance of hip-hop, when Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Kool G Rap, KRS-One, Paz the News, and Kool Keith shifted the game, shifted the way the MC articulated the message in the bars, in the flows. That's our renaissance. That's the meat right there. And what made it a special time is because we had Club Union Square and Latin Quarters. Now, if you don't know that, then you wasn't about that action. You wasn't outside at a very pivotal time. Which means you should have limited discussion when you're saying the culture. And only speak about your era. There's a certain era when them dudes thought it was funny to mistreat women. See, because in 86, 87, 88, in the Union Square years, in the Latin Quarter years, we respected our women. We respected our girls who were able to come because everybody couldn't come. You're talking about in Midtown Manhattan. You're talking about in almost the Flatiron when you're coming out of Flat, because Union Square was right there. That's 17th and Broadway. It opened in June of 1986. You had to be built a certain way to be up in there. And though many of us got in, we weren't old enough to get in, and we damn sure weren't old enough to drink. You went to the bar, they was shutting you down. You might have got in here, shorty, but you ain't getting a drink. Not a drink, and definitely we didn't want to. We was into the culture, into seeing who was on that stage rhyming, into watching Scoob and Scrap and them dance and battle against Stretch and Cliff, JAC versus IOU. We was in there wearing the fashions. We was in there snatching ropes and all bird-ass dudes that shouldn't be wearing it. We was in there meeting people from Jersey, meeting chicks from Connecticut, meeting chicks from Yonkers and Pennsylvania, Philly. We was in there being hip-hop. Wasn't in there looking to be putting nothing in nobody's drink. Wasn't thinking about no shit back. So it definitely wasn't in that era. We wasn't in that space of the culture. Remember, love, peace, unity, having fun, right? 5 elements. None of them elements spoke on disrespecting the women. Definitely when we were heavy and knee deep in a crack epidemic, when most of us had to take care of siblings, cousins and all that, because the parents might have been smoking, because older brothers was out slinging and getting murdered, or us ourselves stepping up. We protected our black women. We protected our women that was engaged in the culture, period. So that definitely was wrong. So for somebody who, by the time you signed with BadBoy Records in 97, was a grown-ass man at 26. 26. Saying that he did not know that spiked drinks was wrong. That was part of the culture. that Spanish Fly in Moet bottle. Spanish Fly? You know when the hell we thought and heard of Spanish Fly? In the 70s. We talking 78, 79. Dudes is hearing about that from older dudes. Spanish Fly? You talking pro kids and 69ers days. This wasn't talking about. Dudes wasn't really? Yeah, dudes heard about it. You might have heard whispers of it. Going to the movies, going to the Deuce with your uncles in them, and you might have seen the shit in the windows when the Deuce was the Deuce. And it was triple X flicks and cowboy flicks and all type of karate flicks and all type of shit on the Deuce. The Deuce was the Deuce. But it wasn't no young dudes talk. Spanish Fly? By the time we were adolescent, by the time hip hop was moving, by the time we was wearing low gooses, Jerry G's, you understand? Going to Tenton Trails and all that in Paragon across the street from Union Square. Dudes was trying to bag, bro. Dudes was talking. Spanish Fly? That's some creep shit. That was some bozo dude type shit. That they might have heard somebody and thought it was cool. But you always knew it was wrong. How do you know it was wrong? Because you had to sneak it in. It wasn't like you was telling her, here, take this. If you sneaking something in, somebody drink, you know it's wrong. So any dude that would do some shit like that was a clown. Was a clown. So I don't know. Maybe it was an uptown thing. Hey, East New York, we didn't do that. I'm gonna tell you right now, you got caught violating somebody, sister, mama, niece, cousin, you likely got your head blown off quick. One thing we understood, you don't violate no woman. We didn't do that. So I don't know where he's getting that from, but if you go and read his wit, he wasn't raised here. So for him to speak on the culture, he out of alignment. Thanks, Drew. So he wasn't even doing it uptown. And uptown was flooded with drugs. Uptown always had it. Diesel, coke, weed, everything. If they wasn't doing it up there, we wasn't doing it down there. When was it in the culture? But again, these dudes like to do these interviews, right? That's why I don't interview nobody. I'll be an interviewee. I'm not interviewing. What are we doing? Isn't the interview, isn't Bill Cosby, since they went there, isn't Bill Cosby's 1991 interview the shit that got him rocked? When he talked about Spanish Fly, just a little tip, little pin tip, and ooh, the girl, wasn't that was the main catalyst that they used to rock him? Of course the women came out, but he told on himself in an interview, and these clowns still playing interviewee, interviewer. You dig? On Larry King. Yes, selves. So who, I ask y'all, because we think in this class, so who's the Larry Kings now? Of course we got the Euro, but now we got everybody else. We got Art of the Dialogue, It is what it is. We got all of these people who are the new Larry Kings, right? Sway, all these new Larry Kings putting shit out on social media platforms permanently so people could just backtrack. So when the feds come knocking, you ain't got to be worrying about backtracking because they go back. So again, as we said 2 or 3 classes ago, man, if the feds decide to charge Sean Combs for the demise of Kim Porter, all of this is going to be used. So you don't have to go back and forth with people in the chat talking about if people not understanding what I'm saying, if they not understanding, I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. True. You got to deal with the feds in that, and you're gonna tell. He already said he ain't there to protect Puffy. So he's gonna tell. See, this is what these dudes are doing now on these platforms. They're creating their victim narratives while dry snitching. I wasn't with that. No, I wasn't with that. I've been, I said this, I said that. This is the narrative. So when you already know what's coming, right? They want us to believe that they had to tell. No, I had to testify. This is where we at with it. So again, it's never been in hip-hop culture as a culture to run around spiking drinks. So now, Low Goose, 86, 87, 88. In the leather, you see the leather? You see bald head Bliz with the leather and the black Timbs? We talking circa 91, 92, after a tour in the military, after I learned how to bang them things for real, right? We talking the Onyx era, right? We talking Doggy Style. We talking that era. So now, old enough to go into clubs and drink. But again, that shit just wasn't, it was a rare dude who was caught slipping away from home, drunk in the city or something like that. You got dudes out the way drinking, 40s and private stock, old gold and all that. Yeah, you got them dudes. Club drinking always with upper echelon older dudes. If you was in the clubs in New York City, you would have known that at that time. So let me tell you something. After that, when you're getting into the Onyx era, right? When you're in the boot camp era, when you're in the Illmatic era, dudes are coming to club and it's a whole different energy. Dudes is knuckling up. Dudes is moving differently. No dudes going to no spot. Nobody running around with Spanish flying. Who got that? Who got it? Who in the streets was running around with Spanish fly? Who was going in the bodega? If you seen it, you see that was always some rumored shit. There wasn't nothing never solid. Nobody even dared to see if the shit worked. Why? If you bag something, you bagging the shorty. What are we doing? But he stood tall on it. You can't shake him from it. He's standing tall on him, trying to toe the line of his participation of what he knew and what he was involved in. But stand tall on it, bad boy for life. Gotta stand tall on it. Keep your feet right there planted because you got money with them. So you participated to the degree until you find out that he was beating you for your bread. Which again, as I always said, as I always told other rap dudes around me, how y'all letting these punk ass dudes beat you for what you wrote, for your labor, for how you move around? You must be soft. I told dudes that. Your favorite rapper. I used to ask him, son, how you letting these bird ass dudes, how you letting these little banker dudes, these bozos, clowns, soft? They couldn't even walk around the way. Y'all letting them beat y'all for y'all bread? Your publishing, your label? And that's why dudes like me, as I said, I'm not the only one. I may be one of the only survivors who know how to articulate it to this degree, but dudes always had dudes like me in almost every one of these hip-hop crews. Asking, looking at these dudes weird, like, yo, how y'all letting these dudes beat you? Yo, where your bread? Because we had bread. Dudes that took money had bread. We was feeding these rap dudes. We was the ones who they was asking, yo, son, can I hold that hammer for the video? Yo, can I hold these hammers for the video? Like they was toys. These just ain't toys. These is tools, work tools. But it goes to show that, again, he's not ingrained in what hip-hop culture was. So now, once it started getting thick, in the bald head leather coat era, dudes started getting popped again. Dudes started going up top again. It got a little soft. And what happened is a lot of the clubs in New York was going through hardships because they couldn't insure the clubs no more because dudes was wrecking shit. It was a different energy in the street. So then you gotta fast forward because at that time, I caught my first bid. So by the time I'm back on the set, 9-3, 9-4, 9-5, I'm with your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. And the club started getting different. Then you get in the tunnel and you getting all that. So you mean to tell me that all them get money dudes from Uptown, from Queens, from Staten Island, Brooklyn, them get money dudes was going to the tunnel and shit like that, spiking drinks in VIP? No, sir. Because in VIP back then, when you got some of the names that are just coming home now, right? When you got the Peter Shoes, when you got the Jesuses, when you got these dudes running gambling spots in the club, getting money, minked out, Rolexed out, deep, hammers on their hip. Niggas ain't thinking about spiking no more wet. When you go into the Punk building because Peter throwing his black affair and blowing them is dead, you think they got to spike somebody drink? That ain't hip hop. What it was y'all corny niggas that was signing them deals with them euros and taking on their culture of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And y'all bought that shit over to hip hop. That's who was in those VIPs after, right? Like they said he signed in 9-7. It's a whole different era. That ain't hip hop. That's commercial rap. That's sucker. That's party. That's Grippergate. That's what that is. Never been sex, drugs, and music. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Hip hop didn't play that. That's that new shit y'all started. Grippergate. Okay? You hear what I'm saying? But they standing tall on it, yo. He's saying we. It ain't no we. There's no we in that. There's no understanding of black men doing that. Ain't no understanding. That's not no regular. No. But again, this is what smart dumb dudes want you to believe. That they can just say anything and it not be checked. Because again, they don't have no accountability to us. They don't live in the town no more. If ever. So the accountability is not to what they put out. Only ones that can hold them accountable is them letter boys. And we see the setup. This is the setup. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. We understood. Nah. Homeboy, we don't understand that. I don't come from that. Hip-hop ain't come from that. No. That's Euro shit. That's the stuff that y'all bought into. So let me get this straight now. Because you're saying at what point was it spiked? Because from what we know, that when these dudes is coming through these functions, dudes is buying the bar out. So, again, let's go back to what they were saying. Puffy and Meech were getting close, which means they were partying together. That element of the culture was partying together. These dudes is buying bars out. So you mean to tell me Get Money dudes, Meech, Wolf, these other dudes, Suge, hold on. What's the other dude, Dave and them? What's the other dude from the West Coast? Mark, Hope, all these Get Money dudes in this era was buying out the bars and allowing industry dudes to spike it? Where was the spiking going on at? Hip-hop never was into that. Now, commercial rap had to merge. It had to exist. It had to come into the space of hip-hop. And hip-hop always had street around it. Always. So you mean to tell me, let me get this right now. In all those eras when we had these solid dudes in the street, all the way up until about 9/7, when this grown-ass man was 26 saying he didn't know it was wrong to do that, it was part of the culture. When we had all these cats that y'all love to say was in the mix, was home, was running around. Jimmy, Jack, all these dudes. Right? These dudes is running around. These dudes is coming to every function. That's how they getting up on y'all rap dudes. That they allowing sucker shit like that to go down? I don't want y'all to confuse the era that he's talking about with the entirety of the culture. At what point is it hip-hop culture? Pac, may he rest his soul. This chick, Dome, gave him brain on the club. Wasn't talking no spiked drinks or nothing. At what part was that hip-hop culture? At what part? I'm trying to figure this out. Roofie? Spanish Fly? When? But you see, this is the narrative. This is the victim part. That everybody was doing it part. No. You, sir. Puffy, sir. That's what it was. Y'all, commercial rap dudes. Now, let's verbatim. He said we used to have these bottles. These are regular And these over here make them slippery. And these dudes is laughing. Like, what's funny? I'm trying to find the humor in victimizing our women. What's funny? They giggling. It's funny? Huh? Verbatim, his words. We already knew what the drill was. Really? So you were aware of that. You were aware of that. And you saying what? Remember, he said it wasn't known that it was a crime until Bill Cosby. Son, you out of here. That Bill Cosby caught that case in 2014. Didn't start till 2017. Nigga, Spanish fly and spiking a drink been a crime. Been a crime. You didn't know? What are we doing? Again, that era, 9/7, when you signed a Bad Boy, when they had you so broke that you had to sell backstage passes to eat, that era, that ain't hip hop. That's commercial rap. Coming from the branch of hip hop. But you didn't know was wrong? Okay. Out his mouth. Girls running around like little birds and popping pills in their mouth. That's an era. That's a particular era. That's some things that y'all was doing. That's an era in time. That era is when you see Bliz with the big afro up top in the mountains trying to figure out what the hell is going on because dudes is coming to jail with nipple rings and cheetah print drawers. And we like, yo, what the hell y'all doing in the town? What's that? Yo, nah, this is the style in the town. We get mollied up. That's what's going on? After we done bled? After we done banged out on the murals to establish this? That's what y'all doing in the town? That's what that is. That is what he's talking about. An error. But even if y'all are doing that, even if women are voluntarily taking a pill, that's different from not knowing that they champagne is spiked. Taking a pill knowingly is different from taking a spiked drink. Come on. How is that part of hip-hop culture? Come on. Help me out. But it was funny. He laughing through this interview. It's funny. There ain't nothing funny about none of that. It's not nothing funny about claiming an entire culture was depraved and spiking our women's drinks. That was a regular? Was it? Even in the tunnel era. You couldn't even get behind that. Couldn't get behind that bar. So I mean, that was something special. That was something y'all was doing. That's when y'all started the VIP and the blocking things off because you knew real dudes wouldn't deal with that shit. So then y'all started to make this shit exclusive again. And I'm telling y'all, commercial rap shit is a whole different monster. That's Grippergate. That's when he's saying he's running around on tour and knocking on this dude's door and find out that it was a regular pattern that he could be naked, but you're still knocking on the door. You're still on the road with him. You're still running around in his attire, knowing at any given time he could be butt-ass naked. You didn't leave and say, yo, you know what? I'm out of this. Nah, you still wrote songs. You still appeared on albums. What's the matter? This is these words, yo. The words. And he's still talking about, yo, we still in that era. Pop Molly, I'm sweating. No, that shit y'all created. That's what y'all trying to make hip hop into. No, that's commercial rap. I'm signed to a major label that's ran by a Euro. This is Grippergate. That's Grippergate rap. That ain't hip hop. That's what you participated in. And now, now my hands is clean. No. Don't work like that. Now, again, these are statements coming from the dude. But one thing in particular that got me is when he trying to distance himself from the dude. I don't respect dudes that fight on women. I think it's kind of sus. I don't respect dudes that put their hand on women. It seems kind of sus. But in order to get in that mix, in order to be around what you witnessed, you said you witnessed him put hands on women. You witnessed him put hands on men. You witnessed, you saw. All this you saw. You don't respect them or any man for putting hands on a woman, but you find it funny that people was putting Spanish fly in drinks. You find that funny? That's okay? That's something to laugh at? That's something to participate in? That part is funny. What's funny? You don't respect the hands on, but you can respect getting the girls a little slippery. You can respect that. See, because you benefit off of that. Man. Listen. I just always ask y'all to listen with clean ears when they come before you with this. I'm telling you, because this is flooded now. I already knew that before I even jumped in any of this. Before dudes were coming to me to get on platforms, coming to me. I don't seek nobody. I'm working. Before any of that, I knew what it was, how crowded, how flooded. Y'all heard me say it over and over and over. You cannot rely on this to eat. Nobody is sending nothing. That ain't what this is. And now that it is flooded, it is crowded. Just like what they did with hip-hop. Right? Remember in the Master P era? Right before that, you would go into Tower Records or Coconuts. If you never heard hip-hop, you wouldn't know what to buy. It was flooded from A to T to Z. You would go a hip-hop aisle and it would just be masses of CDs. You wouldn't know what to buy if you just found out what hip-hop was. You wouldn't know who to pick. And this is what this YouTube and Instagram, this is what this is now. You don't know who to listen to. It's flooded, it's crowded. You don't know who to support. You don't know who's official, so you just come and listen. So I already know what it is. As far as funding, as far as supporting, as far as I know what it is. I understand that. I get it. Okay, because tunes will be right here, go somewhere else, and do their thing. And make sure they get their numbers for that ignorant, silly shit. So I already know what it is. But I ask in this class to listen with clean ears and an open mind. Don't let nobody tell you some bullshit. Because I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Spanish fly, none of that. Roofie, none of that is hip hop. That ain't hip hop. What are you doing? We? There ain't no we in that. You, sir. BadBoy family, sir. Commercial rap. Y'all created VIPs, created spaces where you were able to spike bottles. Who? How did you know which ones to drink and which ones not to? Who told you? Who? Who's the we? How did you know? Don't be half truth in it. Who? How did you know? And somebody find Charlucci, man. Please. He was instrumental in that BadBoy camp from the rip. He would know who participated in what. See, but by the time this dude, Mr. Mark Curry, got there, Lucci was gone. 9-7. When we in them mountains and we reading Murder Dog magazine and Feds and Don Divas and all, when we reading trying to figure out what's going on in the town, these clowns was running around thinking it was funny and cute to put all type of shit in people's drinks, right? And now you want to claim it's hip hop. That shit ain't hip hop. That's that Grippergate shit you was a part of. And yeah, and I'm telling y'all, man, I'm telling y'all, should they charge Puffy for this girl's demise, y'all gonna hear some shit. Y'all gonna hear some shit. Be a lot of telling going on, man. And all these dudes trying to attach themselves to the little bit of pennies and a little bit of fame or whatever they could get from it. Man, I guarantee you Bill Cosby wish he would have never sat with Larry King and tried to joke that shit off. In 91, when he said in 91, came and bit him in the ass in 2014 when they started coming for him, 15, 16, 17. Talking about eons after. So from 9-7, when he was signed with them, to whenever he broke out, whenever he allowed somebody who he's calling sus to beat him out of his money. Listen with a clean ear. He's saying that this man is sus. That he butt-ass opening the door. But he beat you and had you homeless. Selling passes. Just to eat. And you're not saying the whole truth? The truth and nothing but the truth? Yeah, okay. Okay. Listen with clean ears, y'all. Listen with a clear mind. As I told y'all days ago, all of them encouraged and facilitated that boy's activity. They seen it, they witnessed it, they allowed it. None of them said nothing then. I keep telling y'all, when these people talk this shit now, instead of then, y'all got to ask yourselves, man, who are these dudes? Who are these chicks? I already know who they are. I'm telling you, these the niggas that used to look when they hear two dudes is getting ready to fight after school. These the looking ass dudes. Oh, they gonna fight. They at the classroom window. Oh, they gonna fight. These them dudes. These them dudes waiting on the line to get in the club. That's them dudes. But y'all don't know. Because y'all don't have a visual to go on. The social media shit just popped up. And dudes is fronting like they was doing something. Ask them to show pics from different eras. Showed you what they was doing and what they looked like in these eras. These the Doja dudes. The sideline. The dudes that wouldn't cough when niggas was coming through. Looking straight. Fuck out of here. Listen, look, I'm done, man. I'm done. Don't let those dudes distort the truth of what hip-hop is. Don't let them distort the errors, because you could always come to this class and I'll tell you what was taking place, how it was moving, who was moving what. All this industry, behind the scenes, that gripper shit, that reason why certain dudes got access to things. I'm telling you. Them dudes wasn't doing nothing in the streets, nothing in the P's, nothing behind them walls. Suckers playing suckers, and now they grouped up together, talking. These are sucker dudes, man. He wasn't banging nothing out in the streets, nothing. But they got access to talk now. And they want to talk about what they was and wasn't doing. And now they making, Buffy's, it was all him. As if they wasn't holding butt cheeks open for him. As if they wasn't the ones putting it in there for him. As if they wasn't the one writing all the words for him. And then when he finished with him, get you out of here. Y'all let a soft dude, a dude y'all calling sus, take all your shit and say, get out of here. Really? God, listen with clean ears, man. And guard your mind. Guard your mind. Guard your minds. Classroom assistants, once again, much appreciated for holding it down. Come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Believe in our belief in hip-hop. They cannot defeat that energy. There's always going to be official dudes that really tell you what's going on. Lying-ass dudes, yo. That shit is disgusting. A 26-year-old man. A 26-year-old man saying he didn't know it was wrong. Yeah, okay.